What's up everyone, Maggie here, and today I'm going to show you guys how to do a Snapchat recording overlay. Now let's get right into it. First off, open Photoshop. Then open your file that has a Snapchat overlay in green or black screen by shortcut key Ctrl-O in Windows or Command-O in Mac. Once you have the overlay, make two new layers by shortcut key Ctrl-Shift-N in Windows or Command-Shift-N in Mac. Then use the magic wand tool or W and click on the middle circle. Use the shortcut key Ctrl-J, which allows you to duplicate a layer that is selected already cut out. Go to the color layer and select the color to red for the recording icon. Click the circle cutout layer and use shortcut key Alt Backspace in Windows or Option Backspace in Mac. Use the magic wand tool again to click on the outer circle for layer 2. Then use the shortcut key again to duplicate the selected outer circle. Then select the outer circle layer and change the color to red again by shortcut key Alt Backspace or Option Backspace for the progress bar fill. Save as a PNG file by shortcut key Ctrl-Shift-S in Windows or Command-Shift-S in Mac once everything is finished. Now that's finished, let's get into Premiere. Import your files that you already did in Photoshop. The shortcut key is Ctrl-I in Windows and Command-I in Mac. Click on the overlay and bring it to video track 1. You can extend the duration longer however you want, but I'm just going to bring it to 5 seconds. Next, get your recording icon and drag it to video track 2. Shorten the duration about 1 second 20 frames by dragging it to the beginning of the video. I'm not sure how you say it in timeline, but I just say 1 second and 20 frames. So yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, position the icon to the middle of the outer circle. Then animate the scale to make the icon pop up. For this, I put 110% first after the icon shows, then I go back to the beginning of the keyframe to scale it to 0%. To make it have a scale up and down effect when you tap the recording button on your phone, I'm going to repeat the exact same thing I did for the pop-up. Right after the keyframe, when you see the scale is 110%, change the scale to 90%, then the next keyframe after that back to 100%. If you want to make the pop-up effect faster, you just select one of the keyframes and drag it closer. To select multiple keyframes, you just hold Shift and click the keyframes you desire to make it fast or slow in your video. Now have your circle progress bar drag it to video track 3. Drag the beginning of the video and shorten it to 1 second 15 frames as shown in the timeline. Go to Effect and type in Ultra key and drag the effect onto the overlay. Click on the overlay and under the Ultra key at the effects controls, click on the color you want to change in key color, for example white. The color you chose would disappear, but don't worry, we will fix that problem. Go to Matte Cleanup and under it have all the effects put to 100%. Don't forget to change the transparency to 0% in matte generation. Don't change the rest of it under matte generation. What we only want is to focus on the outer circle so they won't show the little specks. Once you've done that, go to the effects panel and type in clockwise wipe and drag the effect onto the progress bar in video track 3. However, since this effect doesn't work on mine when I tried it, we are going to use a preset that I downloaded and import from a website. The clockwise wipe effect doesn't go around the outer circle even when I change the direction. Probably it only works for transition, but if the effects works on yours, then it's fine and ignore the next step of what I'm going to do. The preset that I downloaded is called Stop Motion, which shows you in and out of the clockwise effect. Click on clockwise 1 in and drag it to the progress bar in video track 3. Change the wipe to counterclockwise under ratio wipe in the effects controls. Right click the keyframe and change it from hold to linear. Make the keyframes separate apart so it will animate slowly like how a real Snapchat records. If you want to go an extra mile of making the Snapchat have a picture shown when you are still recording, you can do that. Go back to Photoshop and make another rectangle and a rectangle skinny shape for the line by shortcut key M. Once you have it, screenshot your video when it's 10 seconds for the video picture-in-picture, by shortcut key Windows logo and print screen in Windows, and Shift Command 3 for the entire screen, and also Shift Command 4 for the portion of the screen you drag in from your mouse and select to capture in Mac. If you screenshot the entire screen, crop the size vertically. Scale the size however you want to see the stroke. Click on the effects and go to stroke and have the color be white and the stroke width be 8 point for the video picture-in-picture. Save your files as PNG if your layers are finished. Back to Premiere, import again your recent files you did in Photoshop. Scale the size down to 23 so that it won't be too big to see yourself or any video in your recording. Position your video green screen first away to the left hand side so you don't see it. When the progress bar reaches full, animate your keyframes. On the second keyframe, position it to the right. Do this every time the progress bar reaches full by duplicating and pasting using the shortcut key Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V in Windows and Command+C and Command+V in Mac. Drag your video green screen to video track 4. In Snapchat, you can only record up to 5, I think. Have any video in vertical in your project tab and drag it under the overlay at any video track. I just realized before I started recording, if you have any black screen overlay and use the Ultra key effect, it doesn't work. You must go to the blending mode in the effects control and pick screen in order to see the video. I know you can't see the video as shown here, so I'm just doing this as an example for it. Go to the effects tab and type out Ultra key again and have the effect drag to the video green screen and duplicate of it. Change the key color to green from the effects controls and the color will disappear. Once the color is gone, you can repeat the same steps as you animate the video green screen, but this time for your screenshot. By the time you have already animated both your video green screen and screenshot, you can now animate the line when you see your video after recording. Make the scale smaller or bigger to match the line for your size of your video green screen. Position it to the left until you match the line. From there, click on the timer for the position. On the second keyframe, drag it about half to the right inside the green screen. The next keyframe after, position to the right at the end of the line. Use the razor tool or shortcut key C to cut at the end of the keyframe before the second video frame comes, or use the copy and paste method. After the second video frame comes, repeat the step again, but this time position to the left line to match in the second video frame and so forth. Have any video in vertical screen and drag it under any video track you're on so you can see the overlay and the rest. Render your video by pressing enter in your keyboard for smooth playback. Once everything you have is finished and have no problems, Ctrl M for exporting your video. For my exporting process, I always change the profile from main to high, level to 5.2, and the frame rate to 60 frames per second, but you don't have to change the main if you don't want to. This is my preference of how I do it, but just only change the frame rate and don't do anything else besides that. Well, that's it on how I do the Snapchat recording overlay. Also, don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you guys later for more videos. Bye!